This is my 10 plus control deck. So we have one Nebula, one Goose, one Luke Cage, one Zabu, one Mystique, one Storm, one Cosmo, one Shauna, one Sentry, one Typhoid Mary, one Iron Man, one Doctor Doom, and that's it. So essentially, the idea of the deck is that's why I call it 10 plus, because the idea is you're trying to put 10 power on at least 2 lanes. You'll see the gameplay of that. So obviously, Sentry and Typhoid will give you the base 10 powers you need. So you could turn 4 Sentry, like turn 3 you want to play Cosmo, right? Then play Sentry, and Cosmo will turn off Sentry, so you don't get the minus 10 token. But let's say you do get the minus 10 token, doesn't matter, because the idea is you're trying to win just 2 lanes, so let the far right lane, get the negative 10 token if need be, if you're in that situation. And then Typhoid Mary on turn 5, so that way you have 2 lanes with base 10 power. Not included any extra power boosts like from a Nebula or a Zabu or a Luke Cage, And of course, Luke Cage is to shut down Typhoid Mary's minus ability, because you're not trying to lose that base 10 power. And then we have Iron Man and Mystique combo, so that way you can obviously go 20 plus power per spot, depending if everything works out, right? If all comes in order, let's watch some gameplay. If everything plays out the way it should, you should be. Oops, that's not it. Should be good and have everything lined up, so that way you can have 10 plus power in 2 lanes or 20 plus power, which is more than enough to win your games. And of course, with Cosmo, Storm, and Goose, you can pretty much lock down 3 lanes. So that's where the control part comes from, obviously. So we're gonna play, try to get the Zabu out there, so that way once we drop the Goose, our Typhoid Mary and our Sentry can get under Goose's effect, because there'll be 3 costs. Plus you can play Typhoid Mary and Sentry turn 6, since they're both 3 costs each. You can play them on turn 6, in case you're ever in that type of situation. In case you have to really lock down the board with Goose and Storm, and you don't get Typhoid Mary and Sentry until late game, then that's what Zabu comes in, right? So we're setting up Storm Nebula, and then the Goose. So now we're locking down left and right. We don't care about losing the right per se. So if we get the Sentry token there, not a big deal. Obviously we got Storm on lock, so we're trying to win Storm. We got Nebula in there, so of course Nebula will get stronger. So she'll definitely win that for us. As you can see, we go for the Iron Man, and that way on turn 6 we can go Typhoid Mary and Luke Cage. Even if we didn't have Zabu, we still could play both cards. But as you can see, we got the Sentry, but we're just going for the Typhoid and Luke Cage play. Oh no, we don't care about the far right. We want to make sure we win the front, because I forgot he has Debbie Dinosaur, so clearly we're going to go for that. We lose some power because of Typhoid Mary, but with Iron Man we have so much power. Then he Iron Mans, but it wasn't enough. And of course Nebula coming in clutch, making sure we're stronger, and we win 2 lanes. Easy peasy. So we were able to go 30 plus on 1 lane. So that's the potential right there, right? You could potentially get up to 60 plus power if I instead of Typhoid Mary and Sentry, I could have Mystique to copy Iron Man, and then Typhoid, not Mary, Sentry. That could have got us up there, right? Nah, I think it would have been 40 plus, but still, 40 plus ain't bad, right? It depends what we had on there already. I mean, we got the 30 plus because we had No, we were close to 40 plus because we had those two and then we lost some power. That's what it was. Yeah, so. But anyway, obviously in two separate lanes we would have got more power. Anyway. Shauna and Doom, obviously after you set up, let's say you Typhoid Mary, right, and you sentry into left and right, and then that's turn 4, turn 5, then turn 6 you could either Shauna or Iron Man if what's the field card, Cosmos, Kamar, Taj, whatever is in play, then you can take advantage of that with Shauna so that we can get her effect twice. The idea is to just spread extra power behind the base 10 power that you're throwing out there. So we got the Cosmo and the Goose lined up, left and right, locking those down. We got Zabu out there, so we can play our Typhoid Mary and our Shauna turn 6 if need be. So turn 5 we can go Iron Man if we have the Typhoids, but we don't have them in our hand yet. Oh, there's Mary. So just a matter of thinking. Am I gonna go straight to Iron Man? I guess I am. So I'm going to go. So he storms. So at least now I'll be able to have power. I think no, we're about to go to turn 6, so let's see. Oh, here I could double dip. I can sentry and I can Typhoid Mary. I will lose some power, but I'm already going to be strong. So I'm gonna have base 10 power on 2 lanes. See 10 plus, and I win. Easy peasy. Sometimes you might get into a scenario where turn 5 you Shauna and turn 6 you Doom. So that's a lot of power being spread out. So there's that. So you could always just play like just one sentry or one Shauna. One sentry or one Typhoid, and then just go straight into playing Shauna and then Doom, and that should bring out a good amount of power. You should be able to get maybe 5 plus power per lane minimum. No, what I'm saying. Minimum 5 power because of Doom. Minimum 5 power. Obviously, you get more than 5 power, so you might get 7 plus power just by playing Shauna turn 5 and Doom turns 6. So the fact that you have 7 potentially to back up the 10 power, the 2 10 powers, comes in handy. Sometimes Nebula herself, can get up there to a good amount of power. So her herself kind of acts as an extra 10 power base card, because if you get her out early enough, by the time the game ends, she should be close to 10 power by herself. Yeah, should be able to get close to like 9-ish power. So we're able to Iron Man turn 5, because we obviously have Typhoid Mary and Luke Cage for turn 6. We already have the Sentry. So you see we got the base. This is just the most basic setup. Alright, we got the Cosmo Sentry. Then we got the Iron Man and then the Typhoid Luke Cage play. So we'll play that there. Play this there so I don't lose power, and then boom. So here it's easily 20 plus power for 2 lanes. He's going to take the risk. He's taking on the challenge. With the 10 plus power, his Orca was not enough. Close but no cigar. 4 power short. So, at least he tried. As you can see, you know, working with 10 base power per lane makes life so much easier when it comes to, you know, building boards, especially when you only have but so many turns, right? Yeah, 6 turns to make the most, unless you like Magic or something, right? This strategy works well within 6 turns. So there's our goose. Far right, I guess. So we're locking that down. The center is essentially locked. I think I'll lose this one. Right? Yeah, it does kind of look like it. I think I go for Mystique, trying to lock down all 3 lanes. Yeah, this is where, like, we start. Things get complicated because it's like not much space to play. Yeah, technically, this Mystique play was bad for me. Never was always nice to see, but like I think I set Shauna so that way late game I can get or Sentry. That way late game I have 10 power. So I'm trying to make sure I have Sentry and Typhoid in play and hopefully have everything else I need to facilitate the 10 plus board. So he copies. Oh, I think I do win this one. I think that's what it was. Because there's the Cosmo. I forgot that obviously I put Sentry face down because Cosmo would be good in the Sentry lane, but Sentry's already face down, so you're gonna have to make the most. So I'm trying to lock down this lane over here, hoping that Nebula gets me up there. If I put Typhoid in the middle, that'll be 20 power in the middle. That could get me more power. So I'm still thinking, I'm like, I can Iron Man now. Because, you know, it's late game. I actually should Shauna. I'm thinking, do I take it back? Yeah, I do take it back and I go for Shauna. Because I need to put more power on board. So the name is Jeff. I easily outpower. Lose that lane over there, but I'm trying to win these 2 lanes over here. Boom, boom, boom. There's 0 power. 0 with the 3 power coming in. Oh no, I do lose that one. So close though. For some reason, wasn't able to get Nebula extra power. So close. So he got me on that one. It happens. It happens. They win the middle lane. Definitely want to make sure that I can get under Cosmo once I play him, so let's get that out there. You mean Goose, not Cosmo. Gotta make sure I can lock down Savage Land. I was debating, like, I was like, yeah, no, lock it down. Lock it down. Because hopefully next turn I draw Nebula, which if I'm right I do. So it's like, yeah, just what I needed. Nebula. Drop that, drop the Goose, so I can lock down those lanes. Because the middle lane is obviously the Iron Man lane, right? The lane I want to put Iron Man on, so lock down left and right and play the rest of my cards in the middle. There's the Typhoid Mary. It's turn 5, so turn 5 obviously Iron Man, and then turn 6 Typhoid and Cage for the game. Set the match. He did Dino, I'm like, darn, you got me. That's strong. But then I get Sentry, I'm like, yeah. This is why we play Zabu, so that way we can Typhoid and Sentry. Even though we're gonna lose some power, it don't matter. 20, technically 20 plus. So 36 power in the middle. See, he played his Iron Man. He came close. He got to 26, but I'm 10 power more. Typhoid for the win. So I got that victory. And that's the end of the games.